Today we're going to start to see how we can apply algebra to real-world situations by writing equations using addition and multiplication. Okay, to start, we're going to be given a situation and we're going to fill in the table to figure out values for each of the situations. Number one, Elena is 59 inches tall, and there are other people who are taller than Elena. Based on the height difference, we're going to figure out how tall that friend might be. Okay. So when we're thinking about this to start, if someone is taller, we're going to be adding that difference to get their new height. So this first friend is 5 inches taller, so I would take the value that Elena is, 59, and I would add the 5 to it. Okay, so 59 plus 5 to start. Okay, so this friend is 64 inches tall. Next, we have a friend who is 3 5/10 inches taller. Again, taller meaning that we're going to add to Elena's height. With the decimal, be careful to line this up. Drop the decimal down. Okay, and so we can say this friend is 62 5/10 inches. And then we are told X, meaning we don't know how much that is. So we're going to write an equation that we could use to figure out this new friend's height for any value. Okay, so thinking about what we did to get our answers for our first two boxes, we took Elena's height of 59 inches, and each time we added that difference. So if I'm writing the equation, we would say we'll take 59 and we are going to add whatever that height difference is, so we're adding that to X. Okay, so when you're given a variable, think about how you got the answers in the table and write that including the variable. Okay. In our next problem, we are told Lynn has a lemonade stand, and they're selling each cup for $2. Okay, so we want to figure out how much money Lynn is making depending on how many cups are sold. Okay, so if we sell 1 cup, for example, we know we make $2. If we sell 2 cups, we know we would make 4. So thinking in that way, if we have 12 cups, $2 each, I would take that number of cups, I'm going to multiply it by the price of each, and so for 12 cups sold, we make $24. Likewise, if I sell 50 cups, and I want to figure out how much money I should have, 50 cups multiplied by the price of 1 tells me we would expect to have $100. The last part of the table says C, meaning we don't know how many cups. Again, if you think about how you got the answers to the rest of the table, you'll use that operation to write an equation. Okay, so if we sell C cups, we are multiplying the number of cups by how much we sell it for each time. So we would say C times 2. Okay, and if we want to write this as an equation, that's really telling me how much money we make. When we have an equation, that helps us solve for other values. So the last piece here says how many cups did she sell if she collected $124. So I take this equation, the number of cups we don't know, so we're leaving that still as C. We would multiply the number of cups to figure out the total amount of money she makes is $124. So I'm replacing the dollar sign with 124. Okay. Using our knowledge now of how to solve this equation, I can figure out what c would equal by using my inverse operation. Okay, I want to get c by itself, so I need to get rid of that multiplication. Remember, to eliminate something, we use the opposite, so they cancel each other out, leaving c by itself. And then I would do the same thing to 124, telling me that we sold 62 cups. Let's see one more example. In this one, we're told Kayla walks 5 miles in an hour. We want to know how far she'll walk in 5 hours, 12 hours, and 8 hours. Okay, you can answer each of these individually, or you can create a table, whichever way helps you organize your thinking. If I don't want to create a table, okay, I'm still going to make sure I'm showing my work. So I have 5 hours to start. Okay, and if I know she goes 5 in 1 hour, to figure out how much she goes in 5, I would do 5 times 5, which is 25. How far does she go in 12? Okay, again, if we know she does 5 in 1, and we go a total of 12, I'm going to take 5 and multiply it by 12. So she goes 60 miles. And then lastly, if we don't know how long she's walking, so we have h hours, okay, each of these I multiplied to get my answer. So writing the equation, h, so the number of hours, multiplied by 5 miles in 1 hour, will give me my answer, which tells me her total amount. Okay, I'm going to use that equation to answer this last piece. Okay, so we're told that she wants to walk 115 miles. So if I take the equation h times 5 is equal to, in this problem, the total number of miles. I'm going to replace the piece that I do know, so I know the number of miles, so I will put 115 by itself. And I'm now going to try to figure out how many hours that takes. So I'm solving for h. Again, to solve an equation, we use our inverse operation. So to get rid of this multiplying by 5, I would divide by 5, so they can cancel each other out, leaving the variable h by itself. Again, equations need to be balanced, so when I divide on one side, I'm also dividing on the other. Okay, so to get my answer for this last piece, let's divide 115 by 5. 5 can go into 11 2 times, and 5 goes into 15 3 times. So we're able to solve this equation, and we can now say if she wants to walk 115 miles, that would take her 23 hours. As we're working on writing equations, this is very similar to word problems that you're used to solving, except when we write the equation, we don't always know both of the numbers. So think about what you would do to solve if you knew both, and rewrite an equation using a variable with that operation.